Alright, hello everyone. How are y'all doing today? We're back here with Destiny. Figured I'm gonna roam around, do some stuff real quick, and then possibly get, um, possibly do the first mission of the first add-on pack, The Dark Below. So, here we go. Hopefully y'all can sit back and enjoy the ride. And as always, thanks for watching.
Well, let's go hunting.
Right, so we're here back on Earth again. Do need to make a change real quick. Wonder why there's a third subclass spot. Interesting. We'll have to find out. So anyway, I'm here on Earth. Just gonna do some free roaming, working on a couple of bounties that I have. Figure let's see, what bounties? I've got a couple of different bounties for the Dark Below, and then I'm getting shot. Got a couple of just standard bounties I'm also going to be working on. Nothing major. This guy is really getting annoying. And more of the useless equipment drops.
He is offering bounties here. Whatever haunts us, we should haunt twice as hard. Mission parameters encrypted.
that?
Oh, okay, so I don't remember exactly if I've shown this before, but this is going to be one of the public events that they have in the game, if I can get to it in time. Okay, so what do I have to do for this?
Knew we'd get into this.
Okay.
Fallen, about to drop on us.
Okay, drill sites. That's what it's talking about.
Fallen skiff, incoming.
So, way over there, huh?
Time's running out.
Wow, 1 second to spare.
Our intelligence on this place is getting too stale. Time to shine some light on it, Guardians.
So finally we see some other players. It's been a while. I know this game, about a week after it came out, started to catch a lot of crap because people were saying it didn't have a whole lot of content in it, and it got old really quick, and it was just the same old thing. And to a certain extent, I'll have to say that I can agree with that. I mean, it is similar to a lot of other things that are out there, but there are unique elements to it. And I have to say, probably, I mean, for me, it was fun the whole time. I never really got bored with it. The thing is, you do end up doing a lot of the same thing over and over again. Because, I mean, to level up and everything, to try to find legendary gear or to earn marks to get legendary gear, you've got to do the same things over and over. It's gonna happen. I mean, in that way, it's kind of like a lot of other MMOs. But at the same time, it's really not, because, I mean, there are just a lot of differences. I mean, I'm sure you can tell from watching the gameplay of it, or if you've played it yourself. Now, I haven't really gotten into any of the new content yet. Like I said, I'm probably going to try to start that later on in this video. And so, anyway, I mean, to me, it's a fun game. I enjoy it. I've never really had any trouble with it getting old or boring, like I said. It does, I mean, it feels reminiscent of Halo. I mean, you expect that coming from Bungie. But it's not really the same thing at all. Which, at the same time, it's a good thing, but it can also be bad in certain ways. Honestly, to me, I'd say the story is probably just about as good, if not as good, as Halo. That is my opinion. Other people, I'm sure, disagree. These scout missions are annoying. You gotta stand in exactly the right place or it doesn't work. There we go.
Okay, tower's updated.
But yeah, it does kind of every once in a while get old doing the same strikes and stuff over and over again. I actually have not done the raid or anything like that yet. I never was able to get a team together to play. At least not a team high enough level to actually go in and stand a chance against the raid. Yeah, watch out for stealthies. I hate those guys. So anyway, I know I'm talking a lot, but I think that commentary definitely makes gameplay video a lot more entertaining. I know I like it better when there's talking going on and I'm not just watching somebody shoot stuff over and over again. I mean, honestly, I know I'm in a low-level area right now, but I'm not even trying. I'm just, like I said, I got a couple of bounties I'm working on. That's all I'm really concerned about at the moment. And as long as I don't fine on that, probably will get really repetitive. This is a fairly decent farming area for me, so I'll run around this one area a lot. But, I mean, I really probably should be doing this on higher level enemies. And that's what I'm trying to do mainly right there, is to unlock these upgrades for this armor. Alright. I just got this earlier today. And it's fairly decent armor. And I'm getting shot again. Love how that happens every time I'm in a pause menu. And I mean, that is one thing a lot of people are kind of upset about, is there is a lot of grinding to this game. It doesn't matter how you play the game, you're gonna grind. Because to get the gear that you need, and the reputation and everything that you have to do certain things in the game, there's no getting around it. You're gonna have to grind a lot. And, I mean, especially once you get up to level 20 and you hit your light limit, then what you got to do is you'll have to go back and you'll have to grind to level up your gear so you can increase your light level. See, I'm level 26 right now. I believe they increased the level cap to 32. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me. But I mean, you get higher light values off of better armor. So I've got 2 pieces of legendary and I've got 1 exotic. And the thing is, you can only have 1 exotic equipped at a time. So you can either have an exotic weapon or 1 exotic piece of armor, which is kind of crazy, but hey, whatever. That's how they did the game. Legendary, you can have as many as you want to. This is the highest level of armor you can get through normal. Well, I won't say through normal everyday play, because you can get all of it through normal play. This is the highest one you'll get as like a drop from enemies. The exotics, the only way you get those that I know of is there's a black market dealer that appears, I believe it's once a week, in the tower, and he only takes strange coins. And that's how you get your exotics. And the thing with those is they're different every week and they never repeat, from what I understand. So the thing is, if they got a really good piece of equipment, you better try to pick it up, because it may not ever be available to buy in the game again. And of course, you can't trade items with other characters or anything like that. So if you miss it, you just miss it. And that, to me, I don't know, that may not be the best way of doing things. But again, that's how they chose to run the game. It's their game. I'm not going to try to tell them how to run it. I can give them suggestions of how I think things could be done better. And speaking of ways things can be done better, I'd really like to get your comments. I've been looking. I don't think any of my videos have gotten any comments so far. Probably after I get done recording this one, I'll go check again just to make sure. But I am going to be reading the comments, and I'm going to, of course, respond to as many as I can. And any suggestions you have that you think would make my videos better, I would be glad to hear, because that means I'm making you happy, and that's why I'm here. I play the games to have fun myself, and I'm going to do that whether I record video or not. So by recording video, I'm doing that strictly for you. And so I just want your feedback. I want to know what you think, and I want to know, I mean, the good, the bad, the ugly, doesn't matter. I want to hear it all. Because all that does is it gives me a chance to become a better video maker. And I know you all want better videos. And I'll be honest with you, if I get the ability to make a little bit extra money on the side doing this, I will not be sad at all. But that's not what I'm here for. There are a lot of channels out there that are just out there for the money. And I'll tell you honestly, I am not going to monetize every video I put out. Probably just the long ones. I mean, sometimes you want to watch a video and you don't want to see a stupid ad pop up. I know that feeling myself. It's really annoying. YouTube ads, they're all over the place. But yeah, I hate them just as much as you. And so I know a lot of the big channels, they monetize like all of their videos. So you have like a 10-minute video and you'll have to watch a 30-second ad at the beginning of it, and it's ridiculous if you ask me, but they got to make their money somehow. So they do it through advertising. And so, I mean, the option is there if I feel like I want to do it, but by all means, it's not something I'm gonna do a whole lot. And I mean, if a video gets really popular, I may go and monetize it because I know I'm gonna get a good amount of views on it. And then again, maybe not, because if it gets really popular, I'll probably have all the views I'm going to get on it. So, that just depends. Honestly, the monetization, I get why people do it. It's not why I play the games. I'm just here to have fun, and I know I'm probably not the best at these games. Well, I say probably the best. I know I'm not the best at these games. So, I just ask that you keep your expectations a bit lower. And don't ask me to be the best guy ever at a game, because it's not going to happen. So yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about that. So anyway, how about I stop talking about the crazy stuff that I'm talking about and go back to talking about the game. Because, let's be honest, that's why we're here. So, anyway, alright, I guess another thing that I'd like to see in the comments is, I'd like to see any ideas you have for designing a video game that you want to play. I mean, I've always had everybody has their own idea of the perfect video game. And it's different for everybody. But I think there's a certain amount of things that people have in common that when it comes to video games. I mean, I know you've seen I've put up some video of the Halo 5 beta. I I have to say they really made some major improvements to that game, at least control-wise, if you ask me. And I am actually really, really enjoying the beta, even though I'm absolutely horrible at it. Again, if you've seen my video, you probably know this. It shouldn't come as a shock to anybody. But I am getting better. My friend gave me a few tips. And, so yeah, I'll definitely have some more gameplay of that coming up as well. Alright, here's the guy I gotta kill. And he's immune right now. Of course he is.
Right behind you. Seems to be working. Keep it up.
Okay, so the Devil Walkers. These are very interesting enemies, if you ask me. Of course, if you don't know, they're giant walking spider tanks, which in and of itself can be fairly creepy. But what you gotta do, you gotta shoot the legs. You break the armor off the legs, and then they're really high vulnerability spot will open up. And so once you break the legs off, you hit that high vulnerable spot. There you go. And it's showing now. And then you do tons of damage and you kill the thing. It's pretty much that simple. It gets harder. Of course, you can destroy the front legs pretty easy. The back legs become a little bit harder as you go because they'll turn away from you. Like this one, I can get the middle leg from here. And I'm high enough level I can kind of afford to ignore all the little enemies that don't matter much right now, so now I gotta aim a little bit more carefully, make sure I'm hitting the back legs. If you hit the ones you've already damaged, it doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as you could just see. 12 as opposed to 47 with this particular weapon and everything that I'm using. Basically, these things aren't too bad as long as you don't get too close to them, and you keep moving so that they can't really target you all that efficiently. And there you go, he's dead. So that's the event completed.
Well done.
And that was easy. And you get a lot better experience and stuff for that than you do for like regular just killing people. Yeah, I don't really care about skipping rounds. So let's see, let's check on my bounties real quick. Okay, still got a little bit more to go on that. And orbs of light. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. What's this other one down here? Okay, that's for the first mission of the first add-on pack. I'm gonna go around and collect some ammo because I'm almost out. Now I'm out of ammo for my primary weapon. Which is pretty sad, to be honest with you. If you're ever doing a mission or a strike or anything and this happens to you, you're probably gonna be in a bad way unless your teammates can cover you while you go to get ammo. It's never fun being stuck without ammo. I can tell you that from experience. Especially when you're like one sliver away from killing the final boss of a strike and you run out of ammo. And you gotta run out into the open, out of cover to go get ammo so you can finish killing the boss. That sucks. So just keep an eye on your ammo counters, people. They're very useful. And going back to what I was saying about the exotic weaponry and that you can only get it once, I remember my friend actually got it. I didn't manage to get a hold of it, unfortunately. But there was a sniper rifle on one of the first times the black market dealer showed up. There was a sniper rifle on there that actually it only had I believe a 6-round magazine. But and you couldn't carry any extra ammo for it. But the cool thing is it actually manufactured its own ammo after you started firing it. So say you fire 3 rounds, it'll take you probably about 30-45 seconds and it'll regenerate those 3 rounds. But you just gotta wait for them to recharge, which, depending on the situation, can be not such a fun thing to do. Ah, the Blade of Crota. Another one. I believe these are part of one of my bounties as well, so. Of course, you always want to go for vulnerable spot shots if you can. I won't say headshots because not all of the enemies' weak points are their head. In fact, there's a whole race, the, what are they called? The Vex. Their weak points are not their heads. And in fact, if you shoot them in the head on some of them will actually break off. And you will be left with a still fully functional robot that is trying to kill you. And that you have to keep shooting to take down. It's not fun. It's not. When you shoot something in the head, you expect it to die. And it doesn't. So, that's confusing the first couple of times. And for the Vex, the weak spot for them is actually, there's a glowing patch on the stomach area. And that'll be their weak point. So far, that's the only race I've come across that's different. It doesn't have the head as a weak point. Of course, the Fallen do, which is who I'm fighting now. And then you've got see, there's the Fallen, the Hive, the weak point is the head. And then there's the Vex, and I forget what the other race is. It's the one on Mars. The big armored things, their weak point is the head. I'm not sure. I want to say I heard something about them releasing new races in add-on packs, but I don't think they have with either of the first two. But I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me on it. Okay, finally got an Ingram drop. It doesn't happen as often anymore. Guess that's to keep people from trying to farm. Honestly, it would probably make me farm more. Let's see. Let's go somewhere else. This area is getting boring. I don't really want to go back the way I came, but I guess some of the better areas are through there. Take you to a little bit different area. I could have gone further through that one and taken you to see some of the Hive areas, but I don't really feel like dealing with them right now. They're kind of annoying. Okay, I take that back. They're super annoying, especially the thralls. But yeah, let's see. I think we're gonna go... Let's go to see the old airplane graveyard. That sounds like fun to me. Good old airplane graveyard. Can't beat that as a tourist attraction. Well, I suppose you actually probably could, but not in this game. What am I talking about? You can go to other planets. What am I talking about? The airplane graveyard is the best thing in the game, tourist-wise. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just gonna snipe some people from long range. Oh, I love this. So satisfying. So, I have to say, in pretty much every game, my favorite weapon of choice is a sniper rifle. Because I love sniping, and it's, I've actually wanted for a long time to get into some long-range target shooting in real life. Just to learn the techniques behind it. Just to let you know, because a lot of people don't know this, but sniping itself, especially at longer ranges, is actually very, very difficult and requires some pretty advanced mathematical skills to be able to pull off. And you're wondering, like, what is he talking about? Have to have math to do sniping. It's just point and shoot. Well, no, it's not, because you gotta factor in all these different things, like bullet drop, spin drift, which is, if you don't know, when a bullet is fired out of a gun, there's grooves in the barrel that twist, that are called rifling, and that's why they're called rifles. And what that does is it makes the bullet spin in flight, kind of like a football. When you throw a football, you put a spiral on it. Same basic principle with a bullet. Except it's a lot faster. And so what actually can happen is, over longer distances, that spin will actually, the bullet will move in the direction of the spin. So say your bullet is spinning to the right, spin drift is going to cause your bullet to go up and to the right as it flies. And that will slightly counter the bullet drop due to gravity. but it won't completely neutralize it. Another, like, really complex equation they have to do is to counter something they call the Coriolis effect. And it's actually very interesting. Once you get out to ranges of about 1,000 yards, and of course it depends on positioning and everything, how much this actually affects your shot. But the Coriolis effect, what it is it's the phenomenon that we all know that the Earth is rotating underneath us at about, I want to say roughly, and I'm going to feel bad for this because I'm going to sound like an idiot if I get this wrong. So I'm going to actually look it up real quick just to make sure. But the Earth is spinning fairly quickly underneath us. Now, you don't really tell it in everyday life. But what happens is when a bullet spins a second and a half in flight, what happens is the Earth actually has time to rotate your target out from in front of the bullet that you fired. And so you have to counter for that. And so that's a lot of different working on angles and figuring out how much the Coriolis effect is going to hit you. And everything like that. And it's actually a lot more complicated than people think. Let's see. The Earth rotates at the equator at roughly 1,675 kilometers an hour, which I don't know the conversion for that off the top of my head. Sorry about that, I almost had to sneeze. So anyway, like I was saying, you got to counter for the Earth's spin moving your target out of the way, because your bullet is not affected by the spin of the Earth, but your target standing on the Earth is carried by it. So there's a lot of different factors you have to take into consideration, and I mean, it's not an easy thing to do, to the fact that military snipers spend a long time training, and like most of their training has nothing to do with actual shooting, and of course that also has to do with the fact that modern day snipers are a lot more about recon and intel gathering than they are firing shots. And in fact, I'm sure if you look at the statistics, it's the percentage of time that a sniper is actually called on to shoot and take out a target is very, very low compared to the number of missions that they actually go on. And I mean, yeah, they may take out a target in pursuit of their mission, but again, that's very rare, because what they do depends a lot on stealth. And so a lot of their training focuses, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they do have a lot of training that is focused on the long range shooting, because like I said, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. And so, I get destroyed by this guy. There we go.
Almost had them. Next time.
Apparently I ran out of time or something. But anyway, well, like I was saying, there is a good part of their training that focuses on shooting. But most of it is more on stealth and intel gathering than it is about shooting. And that's just how the modern day sniper operates. I mean, they've proven over and over that they are very good at their jobs. But yeah, they give a lot of advantage to the other troops and everything like that. And actually, part of what the sniper's job is they're considered to be what they call a force multiplier. And so what that is, you take your normal infantry squad, you've got probably 3 riflemen, one of which would probably be a medic or corpsman, depending on what branch you're in. And then you've got maybe 1 support gunner. Again, depending on what kind of unit you're in. You're not always going to have that. But and now I totally just lost my train of thought. Thank you, ADHD. But yeah, force multiplier. So anyway, you may have 1 support gunner, 3 riflemen, one of which will medic, corpsman, again, depending on what branch. And so you'll have that fire team, and you'll have a bunch of those fire teams. And say that's your main attacking force. What a sniper team will do is you take 2 men and you use them to take out, in an actual sniper role, you use them to take out key targets. I mean, the enemy's commanders, like if a group is advancing too rapidly against your own forces, you can pick off a couple of members of the group, cause them to slow down, if not stop completely, or have to retreat because of losses. One thing, there have been a couple of snipers in history that have been known for, and a lot of people, this is where snipers get a dirty reputation. What they'll do is a sniper will go out and they'll find a target and they'll shoot them, but they'll shoot to where it's a non-lethal wound. And so what happens is you have an enemy combatant that's down on the ground yelling for his fellow soldier to come and get him off the field and get him medical attention. And so what will happen is, now instead of a fully operational 4-man team, you now have a 3-man team that's trying to get the 4th wounded guy off the battlefield. Or, the part that snipers get a dirty reputation for is they'll shoot one guy and then they'll lure out the guy's buddies, and then they'll shoot the buddies when they try to come help the first guy. And that's where snipers get a bad name, is because they do dirty stuff like that sometimes. And as far as I know, that's not normally an American tactic. I believe, I'm not sure who exactly uses it, but I've heard of several cases. I don't know if anybody's really trained specifically to do that. I would hope not. But actually one of the most successful snipers in history, and one of the most famous, there's actually a movie about them. He was a Russian sniper during World War II, by the name of Vasily Zaitsev. And he got over 200 confirmed kills over the course of the war. Just in Russia alone, I believe. And what happened was, as the Germans pushed into Russia, the Russians were running out of troops, so they conscripted a bunch of people and forced them to fight. And so this guy apparently found a rifle and proved himself as a fairly capable marksman. And so, as such, he of course got a little bit better made rifle with a scope on it, and he was tasked with taking out German officers. And one of the things he would do is he would always, after he killed an officer, he would always go, or whoever he killed, didn't matter, to confirm the kill. Back then what you had to do is you had to collect the dog tag of the person you killed. So he, after taking a long range shot to take out these targets, he'd have to infiltrate the area and collect their dog tags to get a confirmed kill. And so he'd do that on a regular basis. And it got actually to the point that the Germans sent one of their best snipers after him because they were losing so many officers to his fire.